Hey guys, Super Godzilla Final Words here, and today we're going to be discussing on what if the Heisei Godzilla series continued after Godzilla vs. Destroyah. Now, I'm going to be one of those people who have to agree that the Heisei trilogy is definitely another very well-remembered Godzilla series besides the Showa era. But today we're going to be answering the question on what if the Heisei era of Godzilla movies continued with Godzilla Jr. Well, today, folks, we're going to be answering that question. We're going to be answering the question on, what kind of kaiju will appear in the Heisei movies, and, of course, a lot of other interesting changes to the Heisei timeline, and even possibly the final villain, or possibly the big bad villain that Godzilla Jr. will have to fight. A villain that will possibly be even worse than destroyah. Now, of course, I'm not going to make this into a full-on, little film series. Or, a whole little mini-series. Or anything else like that. Instead, I'll just be going ahead and just go over for what will happen, will certain characters return, and what kind of kaiju will Godzilla Jr. have to fight. If you guys want, you are more than welcome to come up with your own little scenarios of the films in the comments below, as long as they are included for the suggestions that I have in my video. But then again, you are more than welcome to make up your own little what if continuation Heisei Godzilla series or whatever. Because I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below, but yeah. So, what would happen if Godzilla Jr. continued the Heisei era of Godzilla movies? Well, that would honestly depend. That would depend on everything. Let's say that in an alternative timeline, Toho wanted to continue the Heisei films, but instead of just having Godzilla, because, well, he's dead, they have Godzilla Jr. to take his father's place. Now, what will happen in the movies themselves? What kind of kaiju can we expect to appear in these new Heisei films? Kaiju that Godzilla Sr. never encountered, or possibly did encounter, just possibly rather one, off-screen, or just possibly encountering them way before another film took place, like, say, he encountered a few kaiju before his epic return in 1984, or his return of Godzilla. Now, the kaiju that I would like to see appear in the Heisei movies would basically be almost all the Showa era kaiju except for 3. Well, yeah, 3. Those three being Mothra, Rodan, and King Ghidorah. Mechagodzilla might appear. That depends. So Mechagodzilla is a maybe. Like I said, I'll be bringing back all the classic Showa era kaiju, or, like just bring back all the classic Showa era kaiju. And have some of them be rather Godzilla Jr.'s allies or enemies. Honestly, I would see some of them being Godzilla Jr.'s allies. Like, here are the kaiju that I suggest to being Godzilla Jr.'s allies. Besides the Bangirius, we have Varan, Manda, King Caesar, Gorosaurus, Kumonga, right, no, not Kumonga, possibly some unused Toho kaiju, or just overall some new made Toho kaiju in general. Either way, I won't have Godzilla Jr. have a lot of allies. I would have him have more enemies than allies. And of course, his enemies will include, of course, Megalon, Gigan, Titanosaurus, Kumonga, Kamacuras, Gabara, Gigan, Megalon, Hedorah, and even some unused Toho kaiju. And possibly maybe even add a little bit of a Godzilla species. Or better yet, maybe bring in an unused concept for the final Heisei Godzilla film. I heard that there was going to be a unused concept for Godzilla's final film in the Heisei era, this one being Godzilla versus Super Newt Godzilla, where basically Godzilla's going to be battling a extremely mutated Godzillasaurus that has been mutated beyond recognition, and possibly being way larger than the 100-meter tall Godzilla. Possibly being rather 200 meters, or just maybe 100, maybe 190 meters tall. Either way, this Godzillasaurus would be far more larger than Godzilla Jr. And obviously I would want to have Godzilla Jr. to have more abilities and more powers. And, like, let's say Godzilla Jr. doesn't kill the Godzillasaurus, but instead spares its life, and the two just go their separate ways. With Godzilla Jr. seeking out other Godzillasaurs. Now, what about other villains? Like, will the aliens appear? Maybe. That's a maybe. Like the Exilians or Nebulans, or heck, even possibly the Exif or Bill Saluto. That's if you want to go that route. But if not, then that's completely understandable. But like I said, it is a maybe for the aliens. Now what about the final villain? Obviously, I would want to have the final villain of the Heisei trilogy, of the Heisei era of Godzilla movies to be Bagan. I would set up Bagan to be this ultimate world-ending threat. To basically be like this big bad opponent that'll be far worse than Destroyah, far worse than King Ghidorah, even worse than Space Godzilla. I'll probably set up a concept where basically the battles that Godzilla Sr. had between King Ghidorah, Space Godzilla, and Destroyah were so intense that those battles nearly woke up Bagan. But Bagan only really started to wake up when mankind started to use more of their advanced technology and start to go into depths of the earth, and they end up accidentally awakening Bagan. And it basically takes Godzilla Jr. and every single monster on Earth in order to beat him. And possibly have him go into Super Godzilla. Maybe King Ghidorah Mothra could appear, or possibly Rodan, but just in new forms. Or just, different members of the species. And possibly do a full-on Super Godzilla film, where basically Godzilla turns into Super Godzilla and uses his newfound powers as Super Godzilla to defeat Bagan. Well, actually kill Bagan. This defeat is basically the opposite of kill. But either way, that is basically how my little what if on what if the Heisei Godzilla trilogy, Heisei Godzilla movies continued with Godzilla Jr. Like I said, I didn't want to go into full-on depth on each film. Heck, I didn't even go on a film limit. Like, how many films will there be? Will there be more films than what the original Heisei movies had, or will they be the same amount of films that, of course, the original series had? Like I said, if you guys want to, you can flat out do your own little film scenarios of the kaijus that I mentioned in the videos. And, oh crap, I didn't mention about the human characters. Oh, I'll probably mention them in the description below. Maybe, if I don't, then, oh well. But besides all that, you are more than welcome to discuss your own little film scenarios, if you want, by using the kaiju that I mentioned in this video. In the end, I hope you guys have a great day. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and I'll see you guys in my next video. So yeah, hope you guys have a great day, and peace out.